Hi, my name is Mark Anderson and I'm a careers advisor, and I'm going to talk to you briefly about how to respond to university offers. So let's just say that you've done your university application, you've applied to the maximum of 5 universities and you're awaiting a response. Basically, let's say all universities respond saying, yes, we'd love you to come to us. You've then got time to make your decision. You need to then choose your first and second choice university. Now, first of all, there's going to be 2 types of offers that you might get from universities. It will either be unconditional or conditional. If you get an unconditional offer, what the university is saying is, regardless of what grades you get or any other conditions, we would love you to come to us in the autumn. Or you'll get a conditional offer, which will be when the university is saying, as long as you meet the conditions that we're asking for, likely to be the grades that you need in your subjects or something else, then you can come to our university. So you'll need to look out for whether it's an unconditional or a conditional offer. You do need to be very careful with unconditional offers. Ask yourself honestly, is this the university that you really do want to go to? Before you got any responses from your universities, which universities were the ones that you really wanted to go to? Don't go to a university just because you received an unconditional offer. It needs to be right for you. So you need to think carefully about whether to respond to that unconditional offer. Or the university could respond and reject your application. But hopefully you'll get at least an unconditional or a conditional offer. So when you get your responses from the universities, you can't respond with your first and second choice until you've heard back from all of the universities that you've applied to. So let's say all 5 universities respond, you then need to choose your first and second choice. Now, there's no need to rush that decision. You can take your time because you don't need to fully commit to making that decision until the summer, round about June or July, depending on when you applied and when the universities have responded to you. So before you select your first and second choice, think carefully about which universities you really want to go to. Reflect back on when you visited those universities and think about which ones you preferred. Now, it may be a long time since you applied to those universities when you get your responses, but the good news is many universities offer what they call an applicant day. So that's an opportunity for you to go back to the university that you've hopefully already visited to just refresh your mind on what the university was like. Because like I said, it could be a long time since you actually visited. What was the library like? What were the lecture halls like? What was the campus really like? Which university had the really nice sports facilities or whatever it might be? So you get the chance to go to an applicant day, normally in the spring term, where you can go to the university, ask more questions, and just refresh your memory on what the universities were like. So if you do that for universities that you're really considering, then you can make your decision. It's important to not to rush your decision, but at the same time, the sooner you do respond with your first and second choice, the sooner you can sort out things like your accommodation at the university and maybe getting your first choice of halls of residence if you are moving away from home. So if you are responding with your first and second choice, if you're responding to an unconditional offer and you put that down as your first choice, then you won't have a second choice because that's where you're committing to go no matter what happens. Otherwise, you can put a conditional offer as your first choice and then as your second choice as well. What people will normally do is put the one that's asking for the higher grade as your first choice and one asking for slightly lesser grades as your second choice. So if you don't get the grades for your first choice, you'll be going to the second choice university if you meet their conditions. You can also put an unconditional choice university as your second option. So if you don't get your first choice, you'll definitely be going to your second choice. So I hope that all makes sense. Like I said, the sooner you respond, the quicker you can sort things out, but do take your time to make your first and second choice.